Now, it has been a while since I've played this game, so there's going to be a little bit of rustiness coming back in. I don't know if the audio is balanced either. I'm going to have to probably look at the settings a little bit, because all I did was an initial test. So, not really capturing any of the cinematics, but I think it will capture the menu here in a second. There we go. All right, options. Video should already be set up. Audio, oh, it's one of those games where it just has a basic slider, huh? I'll put it at what seems like about 80%. And we'll go from there. You know, we want subtitles on, that's good. Environmental effects, that's fine. High quality audio. I may even bump this down a little bit more, like 60%. I do apologize if the voice acting is a little quiet, but I have a feeling I'm going to get drowned out if I don't do that. Okay. Looks like 10.5 is the latest version of the Vampire Masquerade unofficial patch. Okay, that's good to know. Well, that's probably what UP stands for, unofficial patch. Okay, that makes sense. Alrighty. So, as I said, we'll be playing Nosferatu. Now, if you've never seen this game played before, Nosferatu is not necessarily a straightforward clan to play as. So, we might have some issues playing, but they're all things we can overcome. I'll probably play through the tutorial. I don't know if they've changed this one to the unofficial patch, but I believe in the original game, that was the only way to get a lockpick. But I also like kind of the story stuff you get, talking to Jack and all that. Just go directly to the character sheet. We don't need any of that. So we will go with Nosferatu. And this is why, because Nosferatus look like this. Now, I may need to move my camera around because I believe the lower right has some things. So we'll see what the interface looks like, but I think I'm correct in thinking that a lot of the things that we need to like concern ourselves with are going to be on the right side of the screen. So I don't really want to cover that stuff up. So I'll probably move myself, but we'll see what else interface-wise there is to determine where I need to be. All right, let's go ahead and do that. That's fine. I guess I'll read this. Hideous, skulking, and powerful. Even in a world of monsters, the Nosferatu stand out. The embrace, which is the act of becoming a vampire, twists and deforms their physical features, forcing them to seek sanctuary underground. Nosferatu are masters of the shadows due to their curse. Nosferatu have a seduction of 0 and can never raise it higher. And they hide their existence from common humans. Having shared the darkness with vermin for so long, vampires of the clan Nosferatu are able to draw extra nourishment from rats. And that's important because we'll be delving in the sewers a lot. Still feel like the audio may be a little loud, but this might just be the menu, so we'll see. Alright, so that's good. Let's go ahead and go to the sheet now. So we have a number of points to spend. Anywhere you see a parentheses, that means that's a point I can apply. So physical, we have a point. Social, we have none. And mental, we have 2. So we'll start with attributes and we'll move our way through. Now, I believe dexterity is going to be the one that's most important to us because we both need lockpicking to be able to get into a lot of places because we're hideous. There's an element of the Masquerade. That's this little thing here. It's being tracked. Anytime we breach the Masquerade, that's going to have increasingly bad effects. And us, by the very nature of the way we look, we breach the Masquerade. So stealth and getting through things covertly is going to be very important for our characters. So dexterity is probably the more important one. We also have strength, which is going to be important for melee and brawling style combat. Then stamina is going to allow us to soak damage. So we're going to go dexterity because of what I already mentioned. It's going to play into, you see all the feats over here, it's going to play into lockpicking and sneaking. Sneaking obviously is very important for covert approach. Lockpicking, well, that's how you get into doors that you don't have other means to get through. So again, covert approach. Social, we can't really do anything with because we don't have any points, but those charisma, manipulation, and appearance, these go into persuasion, haggle, and, well, appearance would go into seduction, but we can never do anything with seduction because we always have a stat of 0, and there's nothing we can do to raise that. Is there a background noise? There seems to be a whooshing noise when you stop talking for a bit, like the noise gate closes noisily. I don't think there's a whooshing noise. Could be the fans on my computer. My computer's not far away from my head. It's like right here. Hopefully that's not the case. Seem to be all that loud right now, but I have headphones on. Let me know if it persists. It's possible. I don't know what I do about it, to be totally honest with you, because computer's right there, and it's not really easy for me to move it, but... Alrighty, mental. So we've got perception. This is going to come into... Yeah, see, I had to move my computer a little bit for all the lighting and stuff for my new green screen, and now my computer is actually closer to me than it used to be. So there's going to be times maybe it will come through, especially if it's chugging. I don't know. Not really a whole lot I can do about that, though. I only have limited desk space, and I don't really like to put it on the floor. It's also possible it's the music. The music's kind of a droning nature. So if you don't hear it anymore, then it was probably the music. Okay, any case. So this plays into range and inspection. Most of these things are kind of self-explanatory. Range is range combat using guns. Inspection. This one's a little weird, like if you think about it, but what it does is it helps you see objects that may not be as obvious. Usually it's going to give you like kind of like a blue sparkly indicator of something that may be hidden. I personally don't think inspection is all that useful, especially if you already played the game and you know where a lot of these things are. This is more probably better on a first playthrough to have high inspection. So perception is probably not going to be for us. Not unless we want to go with guns, which I don't think I'm going to. Intelligence is going to go into research and intimidate. And wits is going to be hacking and defense. Now defense is all good. Hacking is going to be our other way of getting past various things using covert skills. So we should at least have 1 point in wits. Okay. I'll try and see what I can do about it, Leo. It is probably my computer fans because they are really close to me, but we'll see. I'm still adjusting to the setup that I have, so if I have to move things around, I'll try. Not going to happen this stream, though. Alrighty, I might go with intelligence. I'll put it in there for now because research will be important for us, especially to buff some of our other stats. Research is more or less the act of reading books, and books will give you more or less free skills. Alrighty, moving on. So we've spent all of our attributes, and now we're going to go into our talents. We only get 1 point. I mean, our skills, our abilities, whatever. We only get 1 point here. I think I'm going to go with, let's see, intimidate, subterfuge, dodge, which would be more defense, and brawl. Now, I do have to pick a combat skill. I think I'm going to go melee, but I may not actually put any points into it right now. So let's skip ahead a little bit, because this one I'm not so sure about. The thing we're going to get the most points in is going to be skills. So we have firearms, again, range combat. Melee, this is using weapons, like knives and so on. We have security, which is lockpicking yet again. Stealth, we're going to really need this. And the way that this game works is you have an experience system, and as you level up, let's say we put 2 points in this, right? To get the third point would cost more than to get to the second point. So the more points we invest now, the more we're going to save ourselves experience later. And considering that sneaking is really, 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 really important for us, I might put all 3 of my points in that. And that way we don't really have to worry about it, and we could start increasing things like security later as needed. So I am tempted to just put all of this into stealth. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe not the best case, but I think... Alright, so the knowledge we have 2 of. So we've got more into hacking. We got haggling, which is buying things. Probably not a big concern for me. We have inspection. Again, I've already said I don't really care for that. And then we have scholarship, which again, we get research, which is nice for us, but we also have persuasion, which may allow us to talk through some situations. So I'm thinking maybe 1 there and maybe 1 in computers. All right, so we have, oh, yeah, talents. Okay, so we could do dodge for more defense. I don't really want to do brawl if we want to go melee, because in my opinion, that's wasted points. It might help us initially in the early game, but I'm not really sure I care. Intimidation could give us a way of talking our way through certain things. Now, I think persuasion is more powerful than intimidate because there's not as many things that come out, in my opinion, that are intimidate worthy. And oftentimes the intimidate choices don't really work too well, in my opinion. Depends on the circumstance, obviously. Subterfuge, I mean, we can't really do because this is seduction again. Dodge would give us defense, so it's probably between these two. Intimidation and dodge. I'm going to go with intimidation, just so we have some speaking skill. We'll go with that. Alrighty. I think we more or less have our character. Oh, we have one more thing, disciplines. So we have 3 disciplines. Animalism, this word. I can say it if I really think about it, but I'm not going to do it because I'm probably going to mess it up. So the O word, we'll just call this invisibility power because that's pretty much what it does. And then we have potence. Just explaining really quickly, animalism, you summon animals. The first level here, like each of these things is going to be different, so it's hard to say exactly everything it does, but just think of this as like a little bit of shamanism or something. You summon animals to do various effects. Like for this one, you get blood ravens and they come out and they distract somebody, which is actually going to help us for covert type stuff. But later levels are going to do various different things. Like for example, this one, this will inflict damage. So this is going to be a priority. Potence is just going to add to either melee or brawling attacks. Obfuscate. Yeah, see, there you go. If I really think about it, I can do it. But if I just like look at it real quick, I'm gonna mess it up. But in any case, obfuscate is going to be pretty much invisibility powers. And the higher that we can level this up, the more effective it is going to be. So at level 1, we pretty much have to stay motionless for it to work. And it also has a time duration. That's not very useful. This one, next level, we can move around, but we have to stay crouched, which is fine. I like that. We already have sneaking, so we could do that. Like while we're in the shadows, we could use sneaking. But if ever we have to leave the shadows, we could still be sneaking around, but now we don't have to worry about that so much. So this is definitely going to level up. But the further we go along, the more powerful this ability will be, to the point where we could really just do anything we want and remain invisible the whole time. So the only exception to that is we can't really attack anybody, but at least I don't think. Wait, hold on. At the highest level, you may move freely and interact with the environment. You'll be revealed if you touch anyone or containers. So I assume attacks and stuff will do that. But yeah, so that's a lot that we can do and stay invisible. So yeah, there we go. Now there was like a bonus for like attacking somebody out of the invisibility. What was it? A 5? We'll deal triple damage. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that is everything. Now we do have to have a character name. And I'm just going to call myself Mouse, because we're going to scurry around and hide. Yeah, lots of ambush play. That's ideally what we want to do. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, there is a way to, like, kind of get stealth kills. I don't know how the invisibility works with that. You probably lose it as soon as you enter it, but I would imagine we could at least initiate it. So if we have somebody by themselves, I think we could get away with it. We'll have to see. Okay. I don't think I missed anything. So there we go. Let's start. Apparently I have very low standards, Leo. Well, she looks normal right now. For For those people that don't know about Vampire the Masquerade, a stake to the heart does not kill a vampire.
My fellow kindred, my apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a troubling one. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence.
There she is.
As, up to tonight, I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence. Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny. Without a sire, most childer are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that
this is bullshit!
If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live. They shall be instructed in the
little
ways of our
stuttery,
kind
I'm noticing.
and be granted the same rights.
Not sure if there's a way to fix that.
No one say I am unsympathetic to the
Could just be a
plights
thing
and
with the
causes of this
cutscene.
community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost. Good evening.
Some of those characters that were in that meeting are significant. We'll meet them later. I also like the Blade-esque vampire deaths that are in this game. I wonder how they're going to do it in the new game.
Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to if we wish to survive. When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me
Thanks for the follow.
responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There, you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
I played this through all the way before the new original, but I have never played it all the way through as the Nosferatu, because the Nosferatu, when the game released, the original version of the game, the Nosferatu was kind of bugged. You could probably play through it all the way, but you were supposed to get unique hideout, and the quest to do it was bugged, and I kind of stopped playing at that point. But I have beaten it with a couple of the other clans. Normally speaking, if this was a playthrough where I was playing whatever, I'd probably play Ventru, because I like to talk my way through a lot of situations, or something like that. You know, there's a couple clans that can do that. We'll see. In any case, this is going to be kind of like, it's been a long time though, so it's going to be kind of a refresher course. So I'll probably go through the tutorial. I also like talking to Jack. Jack is fun, so yeah, here we go. All right, use the mouse to look around, WASD, and all that stuff. Use a toggle view. This was probably going to be more important to toggle in and out of third person. Now, the way that this game works is range combat is in first person, but all melee combat, whether it be brawling or using a weapon, is going to be in third person. So it might going to be a little bit jarring for us. I may just keep it in third person to prevent that from being really an issue. We'll see. Might be easier to stealth with that too. I don't know. All right. Here we go in third person.
What a scene, man. Hoo-wee. Then they just plop you out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so why don't you let me show you the ropes? What do you say?
Alrighty. Well, first off, who are you?
I'm Jack. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
Yeah, and not only that, we're kind of preparing for the sequel that's going to be coming out next year. And as far as I could see, Nosferatu were not on the list, so... Alright. Yeah, we'll ask for his help, just because, yeah, again, it's nice to get a refresher.
Now, we ain't got much time, but I figure somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least, you know? Could save your hide. You look wobbly. You even had a drink yet?
Nope.
Oh, man.
Oh, I meant to hit 3. Whoops.
Oh, you're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne, plus your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready, though, because, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time.
I'm gonna bump the audio here in a sec. Can I... they're planning for plenty of DLC with the Bloodlines 2. Yeah, it's probably going to be later. I would imagine you have to do a lot of design work around Nosferatu, so maybe it's a little tricky to have in the very beginning of the game. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, down around the corner there, I saw this human. Poor SOB can't find his car. All right. You go down there, casual. You creep up on him. Bare those little fangs and feed. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so natural you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
Yeah, we know he's not going to become a vampire.
Be sure, though, and this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain him dry, okay? It might be hard to resist, but don't kill him.
Oh, I meant to finish my thought from earlier. So I was saying that stakes don't kill vampires in the Vampire the Masquerade lore. It immobilizes them. It doesn't really come up any other time in the game as far as I remember, but that's just something I wanted to throw out there, that the stuff that happens in Vampire the Masquerade may not fit other vampire lore you see in movies and stuff. It depends. So you got your blood pool. That's going to be over on the right. Again, I might shift myself over just slightly. We'll see. When your blood is low, you need to refill it. Humans are abundant, blah, blah, blah. So one thing I want to do is I want to come in here and just raise the audio just slightly. Because now that we're actually in the game, I'm noticing that it's not as loud. So bump it to, let's say, about there. See how we like it. All right. And then, oh yeah. Shift my camera here. There, that way you guys can see what powers I'm using. Hopefully that doesn't crash the game. Alright, cool. Yeah, that's better. Now you guys can see everything on the right. And I don't think it's going to cover anything else up. Alright. I believe it's control. Yeah, control is sneaky sneaky. Alright. They're pretty basic. Press the F key to feed on humans. We don't want to kill him. Unless we want to waste our humanity points. He's oblivious, fortunately. Hello, sir. We're getting lots of blood out of him. That'll do. Alright. Usually when you feed on somebody, they're stunned for a little while. But it doesn't last forever, so you gotta be, like, kind of prepared for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feeling that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
I actually haven't heard about that game. Coteries of New York is, I'm guessing that's a video game. I've never heard of it before. I'll have to try and remember that. So that releases in a few months. Okay, cool. All right, what do you got for us? We want to be a superhero.
You're feeling all kick-ass, feeling better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All kindred.
Oh, there we go. Move my head.
For vampire. All kindred have a few things in common.
All right.
That set them right square above humans on the food chain.
Trying to move my head so I wasn't covering the text. All right. I'll have to remember this way to get out of the way. All right. Yeah, like what?
Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet, but still a chance at immortality is not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. Fringe benefits for joining the club.
What style of game is it? Is it going to be the Coteries of New York? Is it like a MMO RPG or? Because I literally have not heard anything of it.
Well, you can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, it's worthless. A cross, shove it right up their ass. A steak, only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes you.
Oh, they do mention it.
Running water, that's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire, that's real trouble. Sunlight, well, you catch a sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
Got it.
Okay, now.
All right.
You get inside here and get upstairs. Meet up with it. Go see what the ruckus is.
That's cool. I mean, there's not very many text games that come out every so often. There's a series that I've seen. I'm trying to remember. I think Choice of Robots is one of them. That's like one of the more popular ones. I mean, it's not related to Vampire the Masquerade or anything, but like that's kind of a popular text game that I've played. It was pretty cool. But yeah, they don't make them very often anymore. Many branching choices. Okay, cool. All right. Bottom of the screen is the use icon. Yeah. Oh, we're a little ahead of them on that one. Okay. Yeah, so this is mentioning inspection. So this is what inspection looks like. You see this little blue haze. So if your inspection skill is high enough or whatever it's trying to get you, but the problem with it is, if you know where the things are already, if you've played the game already, I mean, there's some things I'm not going to remember, but if you played the game already, you don't really need these indicators. You know that this thing is going to be here.
Come down here. Stay away from the windows. Oh, it's a Sabbat raid. Sabbat? They're, Christ, I was hoping to spare you this shit till later. The Sabbat. Well, they're mostly mindless, bloodthirsty assholes. That's all you need to know for now, alright?
By the way, this is a good example of how to do a tutorial, in my opinion. This tutorial is not that long. It is fun, and they give you lore. All good stuff, in my opinion.
The Sabbat got wind of the gathering here, so they figured they'd raise a little hell and put a little heat on the new prince.
And it's also skippable, so if you've seen it before, you don't have to go through it. I mean, that initial dialogue with Jack, I can tell him, nah, I'm not interested, and you're done, more or less.
No time for political rundown. Job one, get out of here alive. Sabbat might be mindless, but they hit like a Mack truck, like raging savages. Nothing a fledgling like you wants to mess with. Shh, shh. Heads up. Back away.
Yeah. It's one of those games that, if they had a little bit more money and time, they probably would have come out with something even better. This is one of the first games I remember really getting ultra hyped about.
Dumb frenzied Sabbat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
Alright. So L for the quest log. Yeah, so that's one of the things I need a little bit of help with, is just remembering the key bindings. Alright. Oops. Not escape. So, L. Okay. So, this is our current thing. Okay. We're gonna have to pick the door. We should have plenty of skill. And this is gonna be low level anyway, because it's a tutorial. Yeah, see, I don't mind the delays so much. But as I was saying, this is one of the first games I got ultra hyped for. I was going on the website all the time, trying to keep an eye on the updates and stuff. Because there was a lot of stuff that they were marketing as being really unique and what have you. Oh yeah, I already have the game, Bloodlines 2, because I went to ParadoxCon, and a lot of the people... Was it everybody that went, or was it only certain people that got certain ticket levels? But... yeah, you did get a key for the game, as well as maybe a couple other things that are related to the game. Outfits type stuff, I think I remember seeing a card for.
Shortcut.
That's cool.
Well, nicely done, though. Not exactly an angel in life, were you?
I mean, I would have gotten it anyway, but nice little bonus.
Cool. Now, if you want a lesson on how really not to act, take notes from those Sabbat assholes. You're a big bad vampire. Yeah, great. Congrats.
Thank you, RC.
Keep it to yourself.
Everyone got it.
Go roar and you beat your chest, and that's what you can expect.
I wanted to see the demo, because they had like a hands-off demo, but I signed up for it for a time, and then I had this stuff with BattleTech that happened. If you guys did watch the Paradox stream, they did a thing with BattleTech, and I was actually on that stream on the Paradox channel, so it was cool. So I ended up having to do that instead, because of just like when everything fell, so... okay.
It's the same reason you don't let humans see you feeding. It's why the wolf doesn't want the sheep to know he's there. It's also why you don't go juggling dumpsters or outrun the 815 from Sacramento. And it's why you didn't know any of this when you woke up this morning. Keep our secret secret, and you make things easier on all of us. We're living in the age of cell phone cameras. Fuck-ups ain't tolerated. Makes sense enough, right? Well, it ain't a casual thing for a fledgling like you. That party back there with the guy in the suit and the Magilla Gorilla? The assholes that put your sire to death? That's the Camarilla. They make a tidy business out of enforcing vampire laws like this one. And you, my fugly friend, are gonna have it extra hard. A little effort and the rest of us can blend in okay. And citing a your hideous ass hits the internet and it's all over. There's a reason most Nosferatu smell like the sewer. Figure it out.
There you go. Unique to us. We're gonna have a little extra hard time with the Masquerade. Yeah, and honestly, we'll see a lot of that stuff eventually anyway. It would just have been nice to get a little bit more heads up with some stuff, but that's alright.
Alright, now don't worry, because I know the area a little. You know what? I'm glad we're in this situation, you and I. It illustrates a point. You gotta utilize your surroundings. You do what you gotta do. Theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering. These will be the least of your sins before the night's out. So look around here. We gotta get out the back there through that magnetically sealed door. There must be a key someplace.
All right, and this is just going to be an indicator of like what area we're in. So combat, I think, yeah, pretty much anything goes. Masquerade, so I mean, you can do certain things, but you have to do them within that Masquerade. And then Elysium, this is like your neutral ground, so you're not allowed to really do a whole lot of stuff. Like, so when we go talk to the prince, it's going to be Elysium more than likely. So breaking the Masquerade is bad. That's pretty much what that has to say. Okay, so now we have our means of doing stuff. So we can read this note. It tells us what the password is, chop chop. If we weren't able to find a password like that so easily, we could probably just hack the computer. And our skills are good enough that we probably could get away with it. I don't know what the hack limit is going to be for this. And then Control C to attempt to hack. Let's see if we can do it. Control C. Oh wait. I have to actually go into the thing first. Yeah, it's been a little while. Now we would hit Control C. See if it lets us do it. Yep, it did. I played some Vampire Tabletop. It's been many years. You know, the green book. I actually have. I've not just played Vampire. I've also played Werewolf. So the 3 books that I have from the, what do they call it? The World of Darkness or whatever. That the whole universe is. I have Vampire the Masquerade. I think it's called Werewolf the Apocalypse, and then Hunter the Redemption or Reckoning or something. I forget what the title of that one is. Those are the 3 that I have in my collection. But yeah, I was back with the, you know, the green marble. I don't know what the books look like now, but that was when I got into it. That would have been like very early 2000s is when I first played Vampire the Masquerade. But it's been like more than 10 years probably. Okay, we did our password. And we unlock it. Okay. Then we just hit escape, and then it should be opened. Yeah, open for containers. It's Spooktober, Brunswick. We gotta be spooky.
There we go. Now take that key card and head out the back. I'll meet you out in the alley there. I'm gonna check out things from topside.
It was between this and doing the blood magic stuff, and I was just this morning, I just thought about it, and I was like, yeah, we gotta be Nosferatu. We got it. For October, we have to. All right, so I for inventory. The new edition is approachable. Okay, cool. I mean, I always like the system of Vampire the Masquerade. I feel like it's not overly complicated. You just got the little dots on your character sheet, and I think it's pretty straightforward. I think, in my opinion, from other games, and you just use D10s, so it's just one die type, unlike D&D, where you have to have. Well, if you're using the D20 system, you have to have all these different dice. I guess more old school D&D was like D6s, wasn't it? That was a little bit before my time, though. The original, the tabletop's really hard. Is it? I don't know. Oh, you mean the new one is hard? D10s are not typical dice that people have in abundance, but the original tabletop. I guess it depends on your perspective and what you want out of a game. If you're into more traditional D&D style role-playing games, it may not like be for you. It depends. It just depends on what you want. Because I remember talking to Legacy when we were at ParadoxCon, and he was like, not really digging. And he's probably playing the more modern version, but he wasn't really digging the fact that you're not giving a lot of rewards because of the, you know, your classic D&D style. What a lot of people that play in D&D motivates them is the rewards you get at the end of every session. So you get levels, you get gold and treasure and all that. Vampire the Masquerade's not really about that. So usually the experience you get is more slowly doled out, and your character is more slow build, but every build that you do is more significant in its impact. So it's just a different style. Yeah, werewolves is interesting too. I mean, that's one of the things that's cool about all the White Wolf stuff is it like all of their different books are pretty interesting. The werewolf stuff, it's like it's got its own like flavor to it. I really like the Hunter, like, if you get the Hunter, again, I think it's Hunter the Reckoning, but maybe I'm wrong on the title. If you get that book, the short stories in it, in my opinion, are really great just for the book. Even if you never play it, just the short stories are great, and just getting the atmosphere. And I think that's a lot of what those games are about, is atmosphere and stuff like that. All right, so we've been wounded. That's aggravated damage. So if you see that yellow bar, that stuff's harder for me to heal. Aggravated damage is certain damage types, whether they be supernatural or like stuff like fire, which is bad for vampires. All right, let's go talk to Jack.
Fucking waste of unlife, these Sabat vatos. You get winged? Hey, look at them potholes. Those will close up soon enough. Better feed, though. There's someone down the stairs here. It's not the freshest catch, but he'll do. Well, when it comes to feeding, it's quality blood you're looking for, not the quantity. Bums and lowlife don't pack the same punch that a healthy, well-bred human will. Juice bags with a pedigree. That's the good stuff, but you gotta take what you can get. You ever had a PhD, kid? Ooh, that's good stuff.
Well, the thing that's hard about the werewolf system is there's like the spirit world. And like, I don't know how you'd put that in a video game, but it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see somebody try.
Remember what I said, though. Don't kill them. At least not the innocent ones. You're a monster now. Make no mistake. One of the damned and the fallen. You need to hold on to every last shred of humanity you have. An innocent's an innocent. You kill one, even a worthless bum, even by accident, and it's gonna cost you a piece of your own humanity. Bring you closer to that beast you got welling up inside you. All right, now go feed. Careful, though. He's gonna drain fast.
Alrighty. We'll try and sneak up on him. I gotta get in the habit of it. Although he's not gonna really pay attention, but we want to avoid draining him because he's a bum. He's gonna drain fast. So we gotta be quicker on the trigger. Oh, there is a werewolf game in production. That's good. Here. That's good enough.
Not quite as good, huh? Eh, you could do worse. There's some rats down the way. You think I'm kidding? You can survive feeding on animals if you can stomach that kind of thing.
Alright.
Well, give it a try.
Alright, we can go feed on rats. We better get used to feeding on rats, so we'll go do it. Even though Jack is going to make fun of us for it. Hello, rat. We should get more blood out of the rats, which is going to really help us a lot.
Boy, you took right to that, huh? I guess for a nos, rat eating is natural as eczema.
Oh, jeez.
Keep it down. Got someone around the way here.
Yeah, we got to give them a chance. I mean, MechWarrior 5 is coming out, and the developer of that hasn't done the best job of convincing us that it is above. Well, I don't know the best way to put it. They put some. They did some stuff with MechWarrior Online that was not necessarily the best things to do to our community.
Not too much of a threat by himself, but you never know if there's more in shouting range. You're gonna have to sneak past. The building across from us with the garage door, there's some double doors on the far side. I'll meet you inside. Just stay low and stick to the shadows, and don't let him see you.
All right, so if we mess this up, we're going to be in a world of trouble because this is our forte. Okay, so dexterity and stealth, blah, blah, blah. You must be crouched to sneak, and so on. Meter there. I'm going to actually talk about this because it is going to be important. So the meter to the left indicates proximity of your enemies and the chances of detecting you if they are looking away. Green means you're completely safe. Yellow means you might be seen. Red means they will see you if they look in your direction. Enemy's chance of detecting you is directly tied to your sneaking feat. If you're detected, your enemies will often say as much and come to investigate. Might not be as worse as like Dawn of War 3. I mean, the main thing that the problem with the developers of MechWarrior 5 is that when they had MechWarrior Online, it was very much free to not free to play, pay to win. That's the word I'm looking for. Pay to win, and there was just like heaps of microtransactions, and the game was all built around that. So we don't know what they're going to do with this. Hopefully they stay away from that kind of stuff. We'll have to see. I don't know if they did anything really dubious though, so kind of hard to say beyond that. Not really staying in the shadows too well here. Should be okay once we get behind the car. Okay, so as long as this is green, we're okay. Oh, moving a little bit. Stay behind him. Alright. All good.
Keep it quiet. They're inside here. Seems that shovelhead outside just got separated from his pack. He's wounded too. Go take care of him. Don't worry. He's probably greener than you.
As far as mechanics go, I have faith that they'll pull it out because MechWarrior Online, from a mechanics side of things, was actually pretty well executed. So I'm not too worried about is the gameplay going to be good. It's more how are they going to sell it. We'll have to see.
The Sabbat, you see, they don't have the most rigorous training program. In fact, that poor sod is lucky if he knows he's a vampire. Now he's probably just turned and beaten over the head. They like to do that, make shock troops, cannon fodder, put him out of his misery.
Alright, I'll do my best.
He is a vampire, so be ready. Go get him.
Alright, so I think at this part we can't stealth kill him. They don't let me. I'll try and see if it lets me. If it lets me, I'll just stealth kill him. But otherwise, we're going to use our fisticuffs. Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthblood. Alright. So a lot of stuff with White Wolf is coming out recently. I find that interesting though, because didn't Paradox buy White Wolf? I thought that was something that was even said at the Paradox Con. Maybe this stuff was stuff that happened before that happened, though. Let's see. Okay. If you don't mind, Jack, I might go out the other way, but we could probably get away with this here. If he sees me, it's not that big of a deal. It was F1 to select weapons? Okay, just... Alright, will it let me do a stealth kill? Yes. Aha! Take that. Okay, we picked up a new weapon. Okay, so that's the weapon we currently have equipped, which would be our fist. As a partnership, okay. So now we have the tire iron if we want to use that. And we take it out when we left click. Alright, that's the kind of stuff I kind of need refreshers on.
That's that. Sounds like you got another pack moving in, though. The Saban are going all out. Better head underground, avoid straight bullets. Alright, head down into the basement through the grate in there. Keep that tire iron handy. I'll be there in a minute.
Alright. I think this is the part you're supposed to officially do a stealth kill. Yeah. Or when you're in higher stealth levels, the attack key. Okay. So either one, but you have to be pretty high level, I guess. He's fine enough. We can do that.
Not sure what's going on. Sounds like the Sabat's getting scattered. I'm gonna keep an ear to the ground. Be careful going forward here. Could be a whole mess of them holed up.
Alright, so now we've got our disciplines. So everybody has blood buff, which is going to passive and targeted. Passive disciplines directly affect you. Target disciplines directly affect your enemies. So I think most of ours are passive. No, animalism is not. It's active, now that I think about it. Yeah, everybody has blood buff. Blood buff is going to just give you, well, a buff to all of your attributes. Physical ones, the physical ones. You can only use Elysium to pick locks. Okay. I don't know if we're going to need it, though, because we have pretty good lockpick skill. If we need it, we'll use it. But that's usually what you're going to use blood buff for. Yeah, so we did not succeed, so we then use blood buff. And that will buff our dexterity, which is going to allow us to succeed. Which is why I didn't buff lockpicking as hard, because in the initial game, we should be able to get past a lot of that stuff. We have 3 unique disciplines: animalism, obfuscate. I'll just do it that way every time so I don't mess it up. And potence. So it looks like it wants us to use potence now. Use of potence is not a masquerade violation because it just makes us stronger. We are a masquerade violation. Okay, use potence to kill him. Do we have to? Can I just stealth kill him, game? If it lets me stealth kill him, I'll stealth kill him. Oh, no, it doesn't let me stealth kill him. Alright. Alright. Dead. Oh, yeah, Jack. Come here, Jack. Come here.
I think they're clearing out. There's no need to go stirring up the hornet's nest till we know the score, though.
I'm covering some of the UI. Okay.
Come to an elevator around the way.
What parts of the UI am I covering? Because I moved myself specifically not to be covering anything.
Meet you there. Don't let them catch you.
There shouldn't be anything on screen right now that I'm covering. Over by my shoulder is the ability potence. There shouldn't be any. Maybe the arrow was pointing and you guys couldn't see that. Maybe that's what it was. Alright. Go back to... It's probably going to want me to use animalism next, so I'll just get that ready. Oh, wrong chat. Gotcha. You must be out of sight when you... Oh, it wants me to use this now. Alright, cool. There's a guard up ahead. Use that to sneak past him. Alright, cool. Where is he? He should be good as long as we're crouched. And the timer, I'm probably blocking the timer, so you guys can't see the timer, but that's okay. You're just gonna have to deal with it. No worries, Brunswick. Alright, now we use animalism. So this is going to create a distraction which will allow us to get by. So we have a lot of ways to get by people. Oh, when I stay still, the timer isn't going down. So that's something I'm gonna have to remember. All right. We really probably don't need this, but all right. You can pick an object and throw it, and so on and so forth. So use key to pick it up, and then to throw it, press the attack key, which is the left mouse button. Okay. So this is a basic pick up an item and then throw it for a distraction. Yes, over there. Don't mind me.
Fucking humans. Gangbangers protecting their turf. Oh, man. I'm here thinking it's Sabat moving up in here. It's the fucking locals about to take one for the hood.
I love Jack.
They probably seen too much. Here, take this 38. Fucking pea shooter, but a few shots in it will take down a human. Well, I'm gonna want it back, so don't go die and lose it. I don't use guns much. They're noisy, they're clumsy, practically useless against vampires, but still, a kindred's gotta keep up with the times. And in modern-day Los Angeles, that means coming strapped. Well, yeah, some are more lethal than others, of course. Watch out for those shotguns. Ouch, those things can smart, I tell you. Head up and clear out what's left of them. Can't have them running their mouths about any of this. I gotta make sure there's no stragglers around outside.
Alright. So, yeah, we get the 38 revolver, F2 to equip it, and we fire it. Now, we're not going to be very good using it because we have no range skill whatsoever. And firearms are really hard to use if you don't have decent range skill. Like that, I'm just going to put that out there. If you have any interest in this game, you can pick it up on GOG. Using firearms, you really have to build your character around it, and it might take time. So in the early game, you might struggle a little bit more, so. Out of this. There's an invisible wall here, so it makes you do this part too. So you know. And that's kind of got the, what I call the Rainbow Six style of, and then you hit one bottle and you're good. We're gonna switch back over to the pipe though. All right, let's duck down. We can sneak up on somebody and get a stealth kill. I'll try. It'll be good practice, although I don't think this is designed to be allowing you to do it because they're all facing. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna let me do it. I might be able to get one on this guy. Ah, shit. He saw me just at the last second. Oh, I was still crouched. Yeah, I do kind of want to feed you. Good point. Oh, I killed them all. I thought there was more than that. Oh well.
That's it, kiddo. Just like that, it's all over. Everyone slinks back to their corner.
And there's our tutorial.
Until the next night when the camera.
We got experience too.
To strike back, parry, dodge, spin, and all that, and so on and so on and so on. Well, to be honest, you came at an interesting time, let's say. The Camarilla, the Sabat. Now, in LA, these are the new kids on the block. There's already plenty of kindred had stakes down in California long before them. Now, we got every ancient kindred rivalry playing out all over the city. A lot of tension out there. A lot of fear. A lot of jittery, high-strung predators clinging to their little pieces of eternity. Oh, boy. Oh, I think they're looking for you outside. Guess you got a cab to catch. Was hoping to fill you in on a little bit more, but... ah, hell, you'll figure it all out. If you make it back, stop in at the last round. It's this bar downtown here. I'll fill you in on the politics. Now that's the stuff that'll kill you. Good luck.
They better have Jack in the new game. I think there are rumors that he's going to be in the new game, but they better have him because best character. All right, we got experience points. You know, honestly, this game doesn't look too bad considering its age. But I'm an old man and I'm used to this kind of stuff, so maybe that's part of the problem. I don't know.